You were diagnosed with scoliosis at the age of 4 years old, and things were so bad at one point in your life that the doctor said that you wouldn't be able to walk again, you'd spend your life in a wheelchair.
Yeah, so I started to use a wheelchair towards the end of primary school.
Yeah.
And then was in the wheelchair for most of high school, and doctors thought I'd never walk again.
And you are determined, very determined.
I still use a wheelchair, I still need it. It is still part of my life, but I only need it for sort of long distances. And
So when you got older, what was life like in the dating world?
Difficult. I started dating when I went to university. Obviously, that's the time when it's a whole change in your life, and I struggled with it because I noticed people's attitudes towards disability were still not quite good. People were judgmental, and especially with technology, with the judgment of you are based on looks with a lot of apps and things like that. So it was difficult, but not giving up.
How did that affect you then? How were they judgmental with you?
Mainly because my spine, the way it's curved outwards, you can't sort of see it from the front, and so with images, people couldn't always see it, and so when I would tell them, they would sort of freak out, and some of them would just disappear. They would stop talking to me, and yeah, I mean, if I ever went on dates, people were always nice in person, but then afterwards they'd sort of say, I can't handle the disability, or things like that. Yeah.
And so doing the show for you was quite a brave step, really.
Yeah.
So what was it that made you want to take part?
I've loved the show since the first series. I've watched it all the time. And I think it's such a great programme to sort of not only look for love, but also to raise awareness about different disabilities. I think there's still a lot of work to be done about people's attitudes towards disability, and I think this programme helps that. It helps people realise that we are the same as everyone else, and we just want the same as everyone else.
Well, you were very honest. You got quite tearful when you were talking about the knockbacks of life, knockbacks of dating, and so for you, wearing your heart on your sleeve like that, how did you feel?
I've always been like it, though. I think I've always been a really open, honest person, and so yeah, I mean, I would struggle talking about the dating side of things. Sometimes I do get quite emotional, but just because it's something that I want, like I do want to be in a relationship and I want to meet someone. So
you say that in actual fact you said no because you didn't apply. One of the producers found you on Instagram, and when they approached you, no, I'm not interested.
Yeah,
Why?
so I wasn't interested because of the name, Undateables. I didn't want to be labelled as undateable because obviously I'm not undateable. But, you know, a couple months later I reconsidered because I thought of the bigger picture. I thought, you know, I could inspire others whilst finding love for myself. So I think that's why...
you changed your mind?
Yeah, that's why I changed my mind.
The big difference in the two of you is that, Becky, your self-confidence was at rock bottom before you did this show. You've got no issue with self-confidence. You're a very confident young lady.
Yeah.
But what you struggled with was finding the right type of guy.
Definitely.
So who had you been attracting towards you before?
I usually attract guys that just want to, you know, try someone that's like a little person.
Right, OK.
Like, it's more like a bucket list thing for them, in a way, or someone to use, I guess, in a way, because like people like to use my kindness for weakness, so I kind of tend to find men like that.
So you are looking for a gentleman then, in that case?
Yeah.
And you've got a 7-year plan?
Yeah, I do.
What's the first thing on the 7-year plan?
The 7-year plan.
The first thing is obviously, you know, get to know them, you know, for a few years, and then move in together, and then live with them, obviously, and then get married, and then have kids, hopefully within 7 years.
And did you start that process during the making of this show?
Well, I can't really reveal that.
Because your date was David, wasn't it? Or is it David?
David, yeah.
Because he's from Paris?
Yeah, he's from Paris.
And how did it go?
Well, I can't really reveal that. You have to watch it next week.
Did you enjoy the experience of making the show, though?
Definitely. It really boosted my confidence. Like, I think, you know, the things I've been doing before, like modelling and things like that, they've all contributed to who I am today. Because before I would never dream of doing something like this, ever. So, it's just crazy to me that...
Are you
like,
glad you did it?
Yeah, yeah. I'm absolutely ecstatic that I did it.
Oh, good.
Well, I can't wait to watch.
I cannot wait.
Well done.
Well
'cause
done, well done, well
the
done.
team, your team from Channel 4 will be absolutely thrilled that you didn't give anything away.
I know. No, you did pretty well.